Hey everyone, I wanted to do an updated version of the products that I use. I know you could probably dig through my videos and find a lot of this information there, but I figured it would be easier and more searchable if I compiled it all into one video. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry if I'm redundant. The first thing is toothbrush. This is my toothbrush, and yes, it's probably seen better days. I probably need to go ahead and replace it, but at least you know it's being used. And it's just, I mean, there was no technique in selecting this at all. The only thing that I wanted to be sure of is that the bristles are soft. These are really soft bristles. And then, of course, you can see that there's a tongue scrubber, but I mean, honestly, pointless. The toothbrush part works perfect for your tongue too. So anyways, the reason why I wanted a soft bristle toothbrush is because the times that I have used a toothbrush that has hard bristles, there have been a few times that my gums, like especially the roof of my mouth, has actually bled. Not like pouring blood or anything like that, but it was entirely too harsh for my mouth. Maybe some people don't have a problem with it, but I have a problem with the hard bristle brushes. So soft bristle brush. For a while there I was using a toddler brush. I really need to go back to that because the one problem I have with using this particular brush for my dentures is that I can't get into that front spot where it dips down and it's kind of narrow. This doesn't really fit in there very well, whereas a toddler brush has got a much smaller head and it's easier to get into those tight spaces. So that's why I loved using the toddler brush, but I just wanted to pick up something. I just grabbed this and it works. The denture brush, in theory, it should work fantastic, but it is like a scrub brush. I mean, it's really like a scrub brush. The bristles are so hard and so abrasive that I was really worried that I was going to damage my denture. And after brushing with that for a while, I imagine you would acquire some scratches on your denture, and that's not good. So I didn't want to use that, but like I said, in theory it should have worked good because of its layout. I mean, it's got the big thick brush on one side and then the smaller brush on the other side for the little crevices, and then the pick to pick between your teeth and everything. But oh well, I'm good without it. So next up is toothpaste. It's not like I'm a fan of this or anything. It was 2 for 1 at Walmart. It was on sale. I used toothpaste to clean my mouth out. Just because you don't have teeth anymore doesn't mean you don't need to have impeccable oral health, because the more you take care of your mouth, the more you're going to preserve that bone and promote healthy bone that supports your denture. So it's important that you brush your gums, brush the inside of your lip, cheeks, tongue, roof of your mouth. Brush it really good, because from everything I've read online and from everything that I've been told, brushing your gums stimulates good blood circulation, and that's what's going to help promote healthy bone also. So yeah, brush your gums. For cleaning my denture, Dawn or any kind of like hand soap, like antibacterial hand soap. The only thing that I would recommend when selecting something to clean your dentures with is like, don't try to clean them with Pine Sol or Windex or anything like that. Like, use your head. Don't use things that are really harsh chemicals, because it's just not a good idea. It could cause your denture to dry out. It can cause the gums to become discolored, and not to mention traces of that in your body is probably not a good idea. This, as long as you're rinsing it off properly, you're not gonna taste soap. I mean, I wouldn't clean my pots and pans with my toothpaste and expect it to do an awesome job. So that's my reason for using soap to clean my dentures. I just feel like it does a really good job, and not to mention it's more cost effective. You're saving on toothpaste. I mean, you get a little bottle of toothpaste, whereas, you know, a teeny tiny drop of Dawn is going to do the same thing as what toothpaste is going to do for your denture, and it works really well for me. So that's what I use to clean my dentures. Adhesive, I a long time ago switched back to the Fixodent powder. I know I told you guys that I was freaking out about the zinc and everything, and I switched to the Polygrip powder for a while, but it was just not holding up, and so I went right back to Fixodent. And that was after, you know, reading a lot of comments and hearing a lot of people talk about it and say, you know, people really do buy like supplements that contain zinc to promote better health. It's not like zinc is bad for your body, it's just toxic in large doses. As long as I'm not dumping this entire bottle in my denture or just like eating it, I'm sure I'm not going to get zinc poisoning. So I feel comfortable using this because honestly, this stuff a little bit goes a long way. Like this bottle is like half full or half empty, however you want to look at it. And I don't know when the last time I bought this was. I mean, it's the bottle, you can't see it. It's dirty. It's been in my bathroom like forever. Like this stuff lasts a long time, and it's just powder. It comes out of a very small, narrow opening, so make sure that you replace the cap whenever you're finished with it, or else it's going to get clogged up. And to unclog it, just use an earring. You know, of course not an earring that you're going to wear. I have like a random collection of mismatched earrings that don't have their friends. Anyways, so when you use it, make sure of course your denture's wet so it has something to adhere to. And then you're going to shake it around and see how it starts to spread. Shake it around so that it coats your entire denture, and then you just tap off the excess, and that's it. And when it comes in contact with the water or saliva in your mouth, it's going to turn into like a gel consistency, and it provides a really good hold for me. When you're tapping it off, I would recommend doing it over a paper towel that you can throw away into the trash can, or just do it over the trash can directly, because like I said, when it comes in contact with any kind of moisture, it's going to turn into a gel, and it's going to get in your sink, and it is very difficult to get it out. But I love this, and I've never used paste. I've never even tried paste, so I don't even know if paste is better. I know I've read on the denture forum a lot of people use a product called Secure, and I assume that that's a paste or whatever. So maybe I'll try that someday, but I've never used paste because it kind of freaks me out. Like, I think it's a tactile issue. So, and besides, this has always worked really well for me. Soaking. I am currently using the Polydent 3-minute denture tablets. It says it kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. I mean, I don't know. I can't investigate that claim, but it works for me. And it comes in a box of 84. And you just have these little things that you know, little tablets that you pop open and put into water and let it dissolve, and then put your denture in and call it a day. Soaking update. In the beginning I mentioned that I was only soaking my dentures when I was taking a bath, shaving my legs, doing my hair, doing my makeup, you know, that sort of thing, taking them out for a little bit in the evening, here and there, whatever. And it was working fine for a while. But over time, I noticed that my top, like the roof of my mouth especially, started to become really irritated feeling. It felt spongy feeling. I was really sensitive. It felt like it was not a good deal. And so that's when I began, you know, soaking my dentures for longer periods of time, between 5 and 6 hours a day. Typically every single day I'm taking my dentures out when my husband goes to work, and I leave them out for about 5-6 hours. So the reason for that is because of how it was making my gums feel. I know everybody's on the fence about that. Some people just take their dentures out only to brush them and put them right back in. You know, I can't say what's going to work for everybody. All I know is that my dentist up front recommended that I have an extended period of time that I soak my dentures, be it night, day, whatever, but it has to be like several hours at a time to give your gums a break, because the pressure on your gums, he says, it can cause more rapid bone loss. And, now I can understand where he's coming from because of how my mouth felt after months and months of not soaking them for longer than, an hour or two at a time. Gosh, what else? There was something else with the soaking. Oh, yeah. I pretty much do it every single day religiously, but then there's times, I'm really busy. Like I said, I've got 3 kids. My oldest son has special needs, and he has a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So, there's days when I'm on the go like all day, and I don't have the time to soak them for 5 to 6 hours a day, and I still am not at that point where I can compromise and do night soaks because I don't want my husband to see me without my teeth. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. So on those days, I just soak them as long as I possibly can. But for the most part, I'm soaking them 5-6 hours a day, and my mouth feels so much better. So that's that. Then another product that I love that I haven't had to use in a long time is Benza Dent. This is the product that everybody talks about. It comes in a really small tube, but that's okay because you're not going to like dump it in your denture. It's really, really thick. Really thick, and it reminds me of Christmas. I don't know why. The smell, it just smells like Christmas time. I mean, smell it if you have it. It's crazy. Like, I smell everything. You guys know that. But it's really thick. It's like almost so thick that you could roll it into a ball. And so that's going to keep it in your denture. So you're going to, if you have any kind of sore spots, especially like when your dentures become loose, whether it be in the beginning due to, the swelling going down and your denture getting loose and rubbing against your gums, or over time if you've been without a reline and you're in desperate need for one and you can't get there right away and you got a sore spot that pops up, Benza Dent is really good. It's the main ingredient, the active ingredient is benzocaine. I mean, you know what all the canes do. They're like numbing agents, lidocaine, novocaine, all of that stuff. This is no different. And like I said, you just put it in your denture wherever you're having the problem, and it's going to stay there pretty well. So that worked really well for me. Next product is Cushion Grip, and obviously, I have my perms now, so I don't need to use this. But this was a lifesaver between relines. It should not be a substitution for relines. I was using it for that. I'm not recommending that because it's not a good idea. The best option for you to do is to always go back to your dentist to make sure that you've got a really good fitting denture. You get your relines and adjustments as you need them. But for those of us who are broke and have no alternative, this was okay for me, and you can check out my review on it. I've got a video where I talk about it, but the gist of it is it's like a liner. It says it's a thermoplastic denture adhesive, but it seriously acts like a kind of a liner because it lines your denture and it gives a snugger fit. You can brush them, you could brush it, you could soak it, just like a any old temporary reline or whatever. It says that it's supposed to last 4 days. It lasted me longer than 4 days. You can look at it and obviously tell when it needs to come out, and then you just peel it out and apply more. And like I said, I've got a video demonstrating how it's used and everything like that. And then the last product that I love that I'm out of right now because I love it so much is Stain Away. Stain Away is like... It's a soap. It's to soak your dentures, but it's not tablets. It comes in a bottle about that big, and it's a powder with like little blue crystals in it and everything like that. And you don't want to use it every single day because it is pretty hardcore. I use it typically at the most once a week. And for 30 minutes to an hour, you soak it in there, and it gets all of those stains away. I mean, seriously, coffee, tea, wine, cigarettes. I mean, whatever you're doing to stain your teeth, that stuff is gonna like work a miracle on them. So that's the products that I love, and if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Y'all take care.